we're getting some breaking news. Mehbooba Mufti questions expulsion of Pakistani nationals. Mufti says expulsion raises humanitarian concerns. Some came almost 40 years ago and are part of Jammu and Kashmir society. Mehbooba Mufti has urged the government to reconsider the expulsion move as Pakistani nationals have been asked to go back and the deadline is looming for them to go back. Ashraf Vani is joining me on the phone line for further details on this. Ashraf, Mehbooba Mufti asking the government to reconsider expulsion of Pakistani nationals. What more do we know? What has she said?
Yes, Anisha, absolutely. She has taken her social media account and on X she has posted this demand that there should be reconsideration of the government directive where all the Pakistani nationals from the country have to leave. But we have a large chunk of Pakistani, particularly women in the Kashmir Valley. There is a long history behind that. When in 90s the terrorism started in the Jammu and Kashmir, thousands of youths crossed over to Pakistan for the arms training. Some of them returned with the arms, and many who could understand the game of this terrorism, they settled in the Pakistan and did not return back. Then there was a policy in 2006 launched by then Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, where all those Kashmiris who were living in the Pakistan were given option to enter the mainstream and return back to the home. Under that particular scheme, at least 200 families returned from the POK and Pakistan and settled at their homes. They surrendered with the government and they were interrogated and their cases were thoroughly investigated, and particularly they were found that they are not involved in any kind of terrorism and they started living here. Those youths of the Jammu and Kashmir got married in the Pakistan. They have brought their wives and children from the Pakistan who are currently in the Kashmir Valley. They are in chaos whether if the government directive has to be implemented. All those women have to go back to Pakistan from the countries of their origin. That is why the Mehbooba Mufti has demanded that the government of India should reconsider. We have some recent cases in the Jammu and Kashmir where some of the families whose father is from Jammu and Kashmir and the mothers are from the Pakistan, they had entered from different routes to the country, to the Jammu and Kashmir with the documents, and then went to police stations where they were allowed to live in their native places and native villages. That is the crisis which is emerging in the Jammu and Kashmir after the fresh directive of the government of India, and that is why the Mehbooba Mufti has come now forward and said that government of India should reconsider that all the Pakistani nationals should not be expelled from the Jammu and Kashmir.
Thank you for that perspective, Ashraf Vani. Cross-border marriages have been happening for decades, so what happens to them now? That is something that Mehbooba Mufti is raising. What happens to these cross-border marriages? Mehbooba Mufti, in a tweet, has questioned the expulsion of Pakistani nationals. She says expulsion raises humanitarian concerns because some have come 40 years ago. They are part of the Jammu and Kashmir society, and as Ashraf Vani was just saying, hundreds of women have come from Pakistan to India to get married. They are still Pakistani nationals. They have married here. They have children here. So this kind of cross-border marriages have been happening between India and Pakistan for decades. So the question really now is, what happens to these women? As Mehbooba Mufti takes to social media to bat for them, says this policy of expulsion of Pakistani nationals should be reconsidered. So we're looking at this as a humanitarian perspective, really. What Mehbooba Mufti has said, what happens to those who've been here for decades?